thoughts on whether we should postpone this.
I mean, I think we should move forward. I was already here where you heard the matter, and I'd like to see it concluded. I'm here today, so it would be great if we could conclude it today.
Through the chair.
Member Hubner?
This is a matter that was heard before the complaints committee and is on, it's just a recommendation of the full task force, is that correct?
This is
This
the
was
third
heard
time.
by the complaint committee. It was forwarded with a recommendation to the task force. The task force did not agree with the recommendation of the complaint committee, and we have set up a today's hearing to,
Right, okay, this would be a new hearing,
yes.
okay. DCA, Cola, could you weigh in on this, please?
As to whether an ADA accommodation, well, it seems as if we're making an accommodation by allowing the complainant to appear telephonically, are we not?
Well, she's,
I'm here, I'm listening.
so we've already set up the wherewithal for her to be here.
Does the complainant object to moving forward telephonically?
Not at all, I expressly wanted to do that.
And the respondent doesn't object to moving forward as is?
I defer to the task force.
Okay, I guess the issue is one of precedence and fairness. Is this something that we would ordinarily do if there isn't a clear ADA accommodation? Is apparently there is not in this case.
Well, I think it's a slippery slope asking someone who alleges to have an ADA issue to prove what that issue is. I don't think we should touch on that.
Through the chair.
Member Hubner?
I don't believe that a determination has been made that the complainant is either entitled or not entitled to ADA accommodation. The opinion of the clerk is seeking additional information, and I agree that we should not really delve into that.
So, I mean, having said that, it doesn't appear that either party objects to moving forward with this complaint as is, with the complainant appearing telephonically. Is the task force concerned that this sets a bad precedent, or?
I guess I didn't raise the issue. Member Pilpel, would you speak to this, please?
Sure. Normally, people have to be present for hearings. Our hearing notice to both the complainant and the respondent said that they're required to attend. We're all required to be here physically. There was a charter amendment that was passed but not yet implemented by the board about teleconferencing. Normally at hearings of boards and commissions and other bodies, people have to be present for their case or for public testimony. I don't think, unless we're going to provide in our bylaws or procedures that people can literally just phone it in, that you should be able to. I think you need to be present. I think there's value to us as a body, to the public, for people to be present, for evidence to be presented, for us to be able to ascertain the credibility of witnesses in part by their being here. And so absent an ADA request that's properly made and granted, I think we should require people to be present. And as much as I would love to hear the matter, I'm prepared to move to continue it until the complainant can be present.
Through the chair. Hello?
One moment, please. We'll ask for public comment in a moment.
Other members?
I'm torn because I agree with both the complainant and respondent and think that we should move forward, but then I'm worried about the idea or item of precedence. But is that such a bad thing? I mean, Member Phil, I'll ask you directly, are you worried that all of a sudden, we're going to get 5 cases and everybody's going to want to phone them in?
I'm concerned about a lot of things at tonight's meeting or on tonight's agenda. I think, and I'm not speaking specifically to the complainant, but I believe that there are individuals that are making requests for documents, making complaints, and attempting to manipulate the process before this task force and before city departments. And I think if we don't maintain control of our process, it can spiral further out of hand. I mean, we heard before, and we'll discuss it at 6:30, whether to continue a matter of more than 500 pages that some of us spent a lot of time preparing for and are now told that, oh, you know, the guy can't be here. That, you know, I'm minimizing my frustration, but I think people need to be present.
One moment.
Excuse me, Member Wolf?
It seems to me that if we have a complainant who has asserted a disability that can be mitigated through appearing telephonically, that we have every reason to support that. While it's true that her doing so is probably going to result in us not necessarily feeling the same level of connection or ability to gauge her credibility as we might in person, but that's a decision that she has made given all of the factors involved. It's important to keep in mind that you don't have to appear in public in order to request a document. You don't have to appear in, I guess you kind of do have to appear in public to witness a public meeting to some degree, but even then you can be doing so remotely. And I think that same sensitivity towards people not needing to physically be here to engage in that process should be observed on the other side. And for that reason, I don't see any good reason that we shouldn't permit this to move forward.
Right. So what we need at this point is a motion to continue, or
Are there any motions on the floor?
yeah, any motions?
I'll move to continue the matter to the call of the chair.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All right, is there any public comment on this motion?
Public comment?
Well, it's really,
Excuse
One
me.
moment, please.
Okay,
The person at the podium will have public comment at this time.
okay.
it seems really fortunate to me that I'm here today about not only ADA, but what I'm hearing about precedent. The Ministry of Sunshine having precedent. How many times have I been here with the Department of Public Health telling you guys, Jesus, you know, medical records aren't public
Excuse me,
records.
sir, you need to
Public
speak-
comment,
you
I
need to
am.
s- No, you need to speak to this motion.
I am,
This
you know,
motion to
I am
continue.
speaking to the motion. I'm saying I'm disgusted by it. Nowhere was the ADA, the disability representative asked any questions here about, you know, ADA. Nowhere was anybody asked, you know, what ADA rights the person on the phone has. I'm speaking directly to the motion. I've been here many years with the Department of Public Health and no precedent set by you guys, so for you to consider it is baloney. You know, as far as an ADA representative, I've repeatedly asked for it, and it's never happened here. So the woman on the phone isn't getting any ADA help whatsoever. But a group of, what, 7 people? What, we need 6 votes to pass this motion? This woman is being victimized by no due process? 6 votes is the majority of 7? I mean, come on, folks. This has been going on for years. Thank God I'm here to point it out. Yes, the woman is entitled to continue. She was entitled to her ADA representation. The person who supposedly is a disability representative should have said something, but this is just a token. This is a person who's disabled, but doesn't represent the disability community. It's all been cleverly planned. It's all been set up. I've been through it for years. I'm glad I'm here to speak and make a public comment on how it doesn't work and how the Ministry of Sunshine is going to bring precedent up when the Department of Public Health continually classifies medical records as not being public records when I've always gotten them because it has been, and I've requested precedents so that there be some enforcement. You guys are a farce.
Thank you. Is there additional public comment on this motion?
Chair Washburn?
Excuse me, there's someone at the podium. All right.
Ms. Tesh, you may have public comment at this time.
Chair Washburn, members of the task force, I'm diabetic, and my, blood sugar level spikes, when I'm, you know, not in a calm situation. And right now I'm in the hospital. I have been diabetic my entire life. Actually, I'm on disability. So as far as an ADA accommodation, nobody asks you to submit paperwork in advance, and nobody can predict that on a particular day or a particular point in time that they're not going to be having, you know, something to do with the chronic medical condition. This complaint that's before you today is a meeting violation, and by listening to the audio, which can be done there on the laptop, it doesn't necessarily require me to be present. It's a simple meeting violation of tabling an item at a specific pre-arts meeting, February 14th, 2015, tabling the director's report, item 2, and not taking public comment. It's there clearly in the minutes, and it's in the audio. So I don't think it's necessary for me to be present there right now at this time. I can present it over the phone. I've prepared a statement. I've listened to the audio a number of times. I believe there is a clear violation. And I'm sorry, you know, I don't want to set precedent or anything like that. And I've never requested this before, but, you know, I'm diabetic. Victor's gone out of his way to make accommodation. I'm here now, and I'm ready to present the case.
Thank you. Is there additional public comment on the motion?
Good evening, Thomas Picarello. Are we speaking of item 16? Is that
You're only speaking to the motion of whether or not to continue this matter.
what item on the agenda?
It's item 9.
Thank you. All right, I oppose the motion. The complainant is available by phone. I don't know who the ADA representative is, but obviously you have this person's report in front of you. The complainant is in the hospital, but she's available. Excuse me. She's available to present her case. If I understand Mr. Hepner, this matter's already been litigated or adjudicated somewhat in committee, so it's not going to take that long. So you should allow her to present and not continue the matter. Thank you.
All right. Additional public comment? Well, I believe the respondent, if the complainant can speak to, wait.
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
Great. So, on Friday, late afternoon, the city attorney's office filed a motion for a restraining order against Ms. Datesh for harassing a commissioner, Commissioner Barbara Sklar. Ms. Datesh emailed me along with our deputy director to inform us that she was aware of this motion and is now in the hospital. So while I'm happy to move forward with this process, I do question whether or not enabling her to call on the phone enables her to evade our serving of papers so that we may pursue the restraining order. Thanks.
There's the papers at the hospital.
Thank you.
They can't serve the papers
All right,
at a hospital?
At this time, if there's any additional public comment on the motion?
They're not
amendments,
gonna-
anything else?
They're going to pass the motion. Watch. Anything to deny
I will move to
justice.
continue the matter to the call of the chair. Member Wolf?
Pass.
Member Kofra? Absent. Member Pilpel?
Aye.
Pilpel, aye. Member Hepner?
No.
Hepner, no. Member Fisher?
No.
Fisher, no. Member Hinsey?
No.
Hinsey, no. Vice Chair Hyland? Hyland, absent. Chair Washburn?
No.
Washburn, no. Member Wolf?
No.